which promotes integrable aspects of Indian culture heritage by performing Indian classical music, classical dance, folk music, yoga, meditation, craft, and other aspects of Indian culture. It is the movement with chapter over 300 towns all over the world. SPIC MACAY was established by Dr. Kiran Seth in 1977 in IIT Delhi. Assam Downtown University was also contributed in promotion and is a part of SPIC MACAY Guwahati chapter. Today, we are privileged to have the person behind this great initiative, Dr. Kiran Seth. Dr. Kiran Seth, a graduate from IIT Kharagpur, PhD from Columbia University, New York. He had initiated SPIC MACAY in the year 1977 as he was teaching and doing research work in IIT Delhi. Since then, he had conducted and involved himself in many activities to promote Indian culture and art. In the year 2009, he was awarded the Padma Shri by the Government of India for his contribution to arts. We have gathered here today to listen to the founder of SPIC MACAY, Dr. Kiran Seth, who has been on a cycling journey from Kashmir to Kanyakumari with the aim to spread Mahatma Gandhi's message, a simple living and a high thinking, and to also promote the cycling for good health and clean environment. Now, I would like to welcome Sir for the felicitation. Sir. Now we have a cultural event. A bhajan by Tulsidas will be performed by Sir Anurag Bharwa, Associate Professor of Mathematics, Ma'am Eva Preeti Sharma, Associate Professor of Performing Arts, Deep Jyoti Taran, Associate Professor of Performing Arts Department. I welcome all of them for the cultural event.
No, it was live.
नमस्कार। नमस्कार, मैं एक तुलसीदास जी का भजन प्रस्तुत करने जा रहा हूँ। अगर कहीं पे भी कोई चूक हो जाए तो माफ कीजिए, कोशिश करते हैं। रघुवर रघुवर तुम आँखों मेरी लाज, रघुवर तुम आँखों मेरी लाज, रघुवर तुम आँखों मेरी लाज। सदा सदा मैं शरण तिहारी, सदा सदा मैं शरण तिहारी, तुम ही गरीब नवाज, रघुवर तुम मेरी लाज, रघुवर तुम मेरी लाज। पतित उद्धारण विरद तुम्हारो, श्रवण सुनिया पतित उद्धारण विरद तुम्हारो, श्रवण सुनिया तो पतित पुरातन करिए, तू तो पतित पुरातन करिए, पार उतारो रघुवर मेरी लाज, रघुवर तुमको मेरी लाज। नंदन भजन जन के यही तिहारो अर्थ बंधन दुख भंजन जन के यही तिहारो तुलसीदास पर कृपा की जय तुलसीदास 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 पर कृपा की जय तुलसीदास पर कृपा की जय भगति दार देव रघुवर तुम मेरी रघुवर तुम मेरी सदा सदा मैं शरण तिहारी सदा सदा मैं शरण तिहारी तुम रघुवर तुम मेरी रघुवर तुम मेरी
Wow, it was a marvelous performance. Now, I would like to call Dr. Kiran Seth to enlighten us with your words.
First of all, I'd like to thank the Vice Chancellor, Dr. N.C. Jalukdar, the Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Paramveer Singh Ji, the Dean of Studies of this lovely university, Professor Vandana Datta. Also, I'd like to thank all the other faculty members who are here, for having invited me to come here and speak to the students and all of you. What I would request is, if you don't mind, if some of you could come forward. Why are we sitting so much at the back? You know, what we are trying to do is something very intense. So come forward. There's so much space here. If you don't mind, come forward if you don't mind. Little forward. That way I'll be able to talk to you in a much more meaningful way, I think. First of all, I'll introduce you to some of our lovely, volunteers and leaders of this movement. This is a movement, it's not a organization. And in a movement, we have many, many, many people. In a movement, we have many people who have taken this movement to where it is today. We started in 1977 at IIT Delhi. And since then, we've expanded to cover about 500 towns in India, 50 abroad, doing about 5,000 events a year. And people who have contributed to this movement, because it's a totally voluntary movement, there's no paid employee in SPIC MACAY. There's only one full-time paid employee, that's an accountant. Everybody operates from their own homes and does it voluntarily. So people who have given a lovely contribution to this movement, I just like to introduce to them you, sorry. There is Meenakshi, who's our current chairperson. She has been there for many years, right from the beginning, right from almost the starting of SPIC MACAY here. She was in Dibrugarh and she coordinated the whole of the Northeast at one time. Now she's come to Guwahati, and so we have requested her to take a leadership role here. We have Bulbuli, who has been doing lovely work for many years. Can you just stand up so they know you, see you? And have the others gone? Rakesh and have they gone? Rajesh? And what about Arindam? He's not here either. Okay. And I must also introduce my brother to you, who has given me tremendous support and given the movement tremendous support. Say unstinting support. This is Dr. Kiran Seth. He's an ophthalmologist. So what I'm going to do is, I'm first going to start off with very, very small things, because I believe that big things are hidden in small things. So, and please don't take it as a criticism. I request of you. I'm just saying it as something which is happening all over. First of all, when I came into this lovely place, lovely auditorium, I found all the ACs running full blast and even the fans running. Now, it's quite cold outside. I have to put on a jacket, and still we have the ACs running. Why? In the cycle yatra which I did, I went when I was outside Dhanbad. I just want to share with you something. Outside Dhanbad, there are fires burning and methane gas is coming out. So that's a cold belt. So it's like really, like boiling hot, the surface. And as I mentioned, the fires and methane gas coming out. And from that part, the small little rat holes in which people are crawling in to take out coal. For what? They put this coal, they have to live, it's a livelihood. They put it onto cycles, can't forget this, and dragging the cycle up with bories of coal up like that. For what? To send it to a thermal plant. For what? To give you all this electricity. For what? So you can waste it like this. My dear students, we have become, in our country is so beautiful, so lovely, so many different, I've gone to so many different parts in this 10,000 kilometer cycle ride. I can't describe to you what I've experienced. It's such a beautiful country. But what are we doing to it? Is it fair to put on an AC in this time of the year when these people are going into rat holes to take out coal for you? Please be little sensitive, my dear students. You have to be much more sensitive. We have become a very wasteful society. In this whole journey I've seen, not here, I'm not, please don't misunderstand. I'm not criticizing Downtown University. This is across the board. Whenever I go to any guest house, whenever I go to a top place, the bottom place, medium place, all lights are on, all fans are on, all ACs are on. Why? Why? You have to ask this question. When you put on one thing, please remember, I feel scared to put on the light even after that Dhanbad experience. I really feel scared. When I was going to Rajasthan, I met a person, an environmentalist. He has bath with one mug of water. So I said, how do you do it? He said, yes, I have bath with one mug of water because if I have more than one mug of water, I won't be able to show my face to my fellow Rajasthanis. You know the dearth of water. Yemen, there's no water. In Johannesburg, water is the top city of South Africa, no water. They say the third world war will be on water. Please be careful, my dear students. Let's not contribute to the third world war. Right? After that, I have bath with 1/3. I don't have one mug, but 1/3 bucket of water. After seeing that, then food. How much food we are wasting? Whenever I go to any of these, any function, the amount of food people take. I was in ISER Kalyani. They had a function, and I tell you, it was when the function finished, it was as though a tornado had hit the place. Plates scattered, food scattered, everything here, there, everywhere. Such a lot of food wasted, such a lot of garbage. When you go from any place, first of all, you take, when I was growing up, if I left one grain of rice on my table, my mother would give me one whack from behind. Dham se. She would say 25% of children in the world go hungry. How dare you waste that? So now even if I leave something on my plate, I look back, is my mother there? My friends, you have to be like that. Let's not become a wasteful society. I've lived in America for many years and I've seen what wastage. The height of wastage is America. We can learn many things from America. I'm not criticizing America or the West. I've learned the best of research from the West. But I can tell you, there are many things you have to learn. Like all the things you're using in this room is from the West. The cell phones, this projection facility. You say, hey Siri, move the rover on Mars 1 foot to the left, and Siri will move the rover 1 foot to Mars on the, move the rover. What great things. So never downgrade the West, but also learn from what mistakes they are making. Another thing which I learned in this yatra, I'm telling you the superficial things I learned in this yatra. These are all the choti cheeजें. One more thing which I learned in this yatra. Whenever I come into a city, including Guwahati, I had to close my nose. And when I'm going out, again I had to close my nose. Why? Mounds of garbage. You go and see. When you're driving the car, you don't know. But when you go actually on the cycle or go walking, you won't believe along the highway how much garbage is there. Your children will not see mounds of garbage, they'll see mountains of garbage because that thing is not going to go into the soil. What you also do, my dear students, you will put the garbage into a plastic bag and then you will tie the plastic bag and that you throw that. The municipal corporation collects that and goes and throws it. So not only the food waste is also letting out, it's decaying. So it's giving that H2S bad smell. And the plastic is also not decaying. So you're marred on two counts. So what is the solution for this? You all know which is the cleanest city in India? Does anybody know which is the cleanest city in India? Indore, correct. Do you know why? What is the reason? Why is Guwahati not the cleanest city in India? Can you tell me what is the reason why Indore is the cleanest city? Anybody can tell me one major reason. Major reason. And if you implement that, I'm sure Guwahati can be the cleanest city. Anybody can tell me? They segregate the garbage. Ghar mein, in every home, in offices, in universities, there's segregation of garbage. What they do is they have a bio green dabba and an ordinary dabba. So what you do is all bio waste goes into one box and all recyclable stuff goes into the other box. And the municipal corporation collects it in two parts. The biodegradable waste goes into the soil, no problem. And the other one is recycled. It would be a great thing if downtown university, which is such a lovely university, what a beautiful place you have. If you can also set up a small recycling, it's not expensive, a small recycling plant. This will be a very good lesson for the students also, that they segregate and show them, look, we are doing this and we are recycling all the stuff which you are making, all the things, all your things will be made from the waste that's coming. Just like I have been told, you may have your own bakery, in which I had the cake today in the morning, which was really delicious. We can also ask for one as a gift to me already. I've requested Vandanaji to give me one cake. Similarly, you could have a small recycling plant. I really think it's important. But I'll tell you one thing which each student can do, which we do. In our house, my brothers and mine, on top of the chat, in Delhi, it's a very small place. We can only have small places. We have a small place, right on the roof, we have put a tub. So what we do is, whatever the bio waste is, we go up and put in the tub. And all the plastic waste, what I try to keep it like this in my pocket, like this. So what do I do? You have to use plastic. No one is saying you don't have to use plastic. But what you do is, when you buy the fruit or the vegetables, you bring it home, take out the plastic, put it in the pocket, and when you're going out, you see a ready wala or something. Sir, why don't you use this plastic? Bilkul saaf hai. It's very clean. You can use it. So there and then the recycling is done. So we don't have hardly anything to give to the MCD. If you all do this, I'm sure Guwahati can become one of the cleanest cities. Okay? So this is the small things. Now I'll talk a little bit about the bigger things. You all want to do well in your studies, right? Am I right? Yeah. So what is the most important thing for you to do well in your studies? What's the single most important thing if you want to do well in your studies? Come on, anyone? Huh? Consistency, yes, consistency. Some people are very consistent, but they don't do well still in their study. Anybody else? Come on, it must be interactive. It shouldn't be one boring lecture. I'm trying to make it such that I'm not coming here to give a lecture. I'm coming here to share an experience. I'm now 74 years old. Whatever little one has learned in life, I'm coming to share because I'm an academician. I'm a professor in heart, soul, mind, everything. And I'd like to share what I have learned in these 74 years with you. So my request is to please be a little more interactive. I request. What is the single most important thing to do well in your study? Come on. Anyone? Come on. Huh? Good health. Good health is very important, no doubt, no doubt. Many people are very healthy, but they're still not doing very well in their studies. It's concentration, ekagrata, single pointedness. If you are single pointed, if you can make your concentration like a laser beam, you'll do very well in your studies. Okay? So, if that's the case, we must do something about it. We must learn how to learn before we learn. You understand what I'm saying? You are spending so much time studying, taking this, coming to classes. You have the best lecturer. A wonderful lecture is being given. But if your mind is running to Shah Rukh Khan or to Arjit Singh, will you get anything from the lecture? No. So you have to learn how to concentrate. And if you don't have that concentration, which none of us have, we have to practice it. We'll have to develop something by practice. Like, say, for example, you all saw the World Cup, right? Now, in World Cup, Virat Kohli and Maxwell, how did they play so well? Yeah, they hit centuries, they hit this, they hit that. How? Obviously, they must have practiced a lot, right? But not only did they practice, they must have had a very good coach. That coach has learned from his or her coach, learned from his or her coach, dot, 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 dot. So you're getting the cumulative wisdom of many, many coaches, and that is why Virat Kohli is able to hit the right ball at the right place at the right time. So what I'm trying to point out is that comes out of lots of research in some sense. For example, when I went to IIT, I was taken to a room which was huge. What is there? Then came Shockley, and Shockley came up with transistors, and the whole size of the computer came in line. Then came ICUs, and the size reduced to so small. Now we are working at the atomic level, making this size of a computer is now being able to process what that computer which I first saw. So it would be stupidity to say, look, is sabko chodo and go back to diodes and triodes, wouldn't it not? What we are doing is that all the result of the experimentation of our ancestors. What is culture? What is heritage? It's just experimentation, results of the experimentation of the ancestors. They also wanted to be in a state of happiness. You also want to be in state of happiness. They got happy when they got sat on a white elephant. You feel happy when you sit in a white BMW. But they all wanted to be happy, right? So what they did was they experimented with various things. That experimentation they passed on, who in turn experiment. And we get the result of many, many generations of experimentation, which we call by this name culture. But everybody says, whenever I go anywhere, what is so great about our culture? So our culture is great. What's so great about it? How is it relevant to a student of Downtown University in 2024? Is it relevant? You have to ask this question. You have to be like Nachiketa. Question everything. Why is it relevant? What is relevant? Is it relevant to take water from the well in a ghada and take it back? No. You've got tap, you put on the tap, water comes out. So what I'm trying to point out to you, my dear friends, is that what's relevant has been passed down to us through many, many generations of experimentation. The cumulative thing like that we call culture. So what do? We have to take the elements of that and bring it into our lives. How do we do it? What is Hotriya? What is Bolgeet? The part of dance is very, very, very small. It's just that much. What you see in classical music is only that much. It's not music. What you see in classical dance is only that much. Iceberg is below. And what you have to try and experience is that iceberg below. We have forgotten that. You know, the great philosopher Ananda Kumaraswamy. Would you mind sitting down, please? I request that door be closed for a little while, if you don't mind. Huh? I won't take much time. I'm going to finish off really quick. I assure you that within 20 minutes I'll be over. Okay? I'm going to keep very close watch on time. So my request is that there should be less movement there. And if you're on the cell phone, my friend, hello. If you're on the cell phone, please move out. If you don't mind, would you mind moving out on the cell phone? The person who's standing there at the end. Yeah. I'm also an academician and I think I have the right to say certain things, right? Okay. So as I was telling you, the results of the experimentation of our ancestors is what we have to use. I'll give you a small little story. A little story. We're talking about concentration. If people move in and out, how can that basic message be passed to you? Am I right? I'll tell you one small little story. I'd gone to IIT Kanpur. There I met this very bright looking young person with bright eyes. And I asked him, how are you doing? He said, sir, I'm one of the toppers. So I said, which coaching institute did you join? He said, sir, I didn't join any coaching institute. I didn't have any money. So I said, which attempt is it of yours? My first attempt, sir. I said, how did you do it? He did like, my school. So I said, which school was this? So he talked of a tiny village school. So I said, what was so special about your school? He said, sir, the motto of our school was, Harek bacche ki ekagrata badhana. Make every child's concentration, increase every child's concentration. And I add, or uski dhairyata badhana. Increase his or her patience level. That was the motto of the school. So I said, Acha, how did they do it? He said, every morning, the whole school had to do half an hour of yoga. So I said, wonderful. That many schools do. So what's so great about it? He said, no, sir. It was not like how the other schools do it, where a PT instructor is sent for a 6-month crash course in yoga. He comes back and teaches either PT or yoga. No. So then what was it? He said, sir, it was concentrating on my mind. My mind, which was running to Dhoom 1, Dhoom 2, Dhoom 240. He brought it within 3 sigma limits. So I said, wonderful. And then what happened? Then he said, sir, when the school got over, the whole school had to do 1 hour of Indian classical music. So my mind, which was this much, came like this, like this, like this, became like a laser beam. When I took my physics book or my maths book or any other book, what the children would take many hours to do, I'd finish off like this. I didn't have to go to any coach. So why can't we learn from these experiences, my dear students? You know, this monkey mind, if a monkey is sitting on a tree and you tell the monkey to dance, will the monkey dance? No. The monkey man catches that monkey and brings it here and says, dance. The monkey dances. How? He trains the monkey. He says, monkey, if you dance, I'll give you a banana. If you don't dance, I'll give you a stick. And the monkey starts dancing. Today, the monkey mind for most students is controlling you. You are not controlling the monkey mind. If you are able to control the monkey mind, you will be a topper, I can assure you. I can proudly say I've been one of the toppers, and the two reasons, exactly two same reasons are there for it. Classical music and yoga. If each one of you does a little bit, there are many other things. And when I say classical music, I'm including Hotriya, I'm including Borgit, I'm including all these things. When Hotriya somebody does like that, the full concentration is on that. That's how it has to be. Okay? So my dear students, I'm going to request all of you for one small thing. Like, you know, when you go to a doctor, today, by the way, I just want to mention that today I think depression is a pandemic. I'm telling all our vice chancellor and the pro vice chancellor and all the teachers, professors here, that I'm going across the country, and the first thing that I hear from all teachers and from directors and vice chancellors and principals is that our children are getting very depressed, are getting very stressed, are getting in schools very indisciplined. So what should we do about it? You know, in the last, why I call it a pandemic, and I really think it's a pandemic, in the last 5 years, in IITs alone, there have been more than 40 suicides. In Kota, this year alone, there have been 26 suicides. You know, the threshold level of the student has gone down so much. I'll give you one example. I was in Kalyani, All India Institute of Medical Sciences. There was a lady whom I was talking to, who was the hostel warden. She said, a few days back, I got a phone call. And the phone call's at 10 o'clock at night, and this phone call said, a girl has cut her wrist. So she ran there. And why had she done it? Because she had an altercation with her mother on the cell. Few days before that, there was a student who was caught cheating at PE or PES college in Bangalore. The invigilator said, you are going to have to be questioned by the committee. He gave in his paper, he went to the third floor and jumped off. There's no threshold level. So I'm requesting, us as professors to really think about this. What are we going to do to increase this? Two things I think are absolutely very, very, very much required in the education, sir, today. One is patience and one is concentration, both of which are at a premium because of TikTok, tick, because of cell phone, because of this. The mind has become controlling the people left, right, and center. So we can all do something about it. And what is the something? Just mentioned two things which we can do. Suggestion to all students before I end is that when you're getting up in the morning and you brush your teeth, and I hope you brush your teeth, right? So when you're brushing your teeth, for 5 minutes, just from YouTube, which is a lovely thing. This is a lovely thing. It's a two-edged sword, right? Two-edged sword. Just put on Rag Bhairav by Pandit Bhimsen Joshi, Bharat Ratna. How many people of you know have heard of Pandit Bhimsen Joshi? How many of you, please raise your hands? No, yes, students. Sorry, of course, I'm asking students. How many students? Can you raise your hands? How sad. You know, he's a Bharat Ratna. Why should, not just sad here, sad all over the country. Why should Bharat Ratna Pandit Bhimsen Joshi not have been heard? Just the name, at least, by every child. I question this. In the West, even a person who's sweeping the floor, he would not have heard Beethoven, but he would have this, that Beethoven was a great guy. Why should, in our top institutions in our country, people don't know the names of some of the greatest people of their own place? How many of you have heard of Guru Ghanaganta Bora? Tell me the truth. Look at this. Ghanakantapura is one of your leading Bharatiya dancers. And not just leading Bharatiya dancer, he is a person who has taken dance to go beyond that dance, which I'm actually telling you is the aim. Why should a student not have heard of Guru Ghanakanta? I question this in Assam. Every student should at least heard the name, not have seen it, but they should at least heard the name. Am I right, sir, or this? You see what is happening. So if you just have this small thing, in 5 minutes when you're brushing your teeth, put on this. When you go to sleep, put on Rag Malkos by Padma Vibhushan Kishori Amolkar. And you just see how your marks in maths, in all the subjects, goes up slowly but gradually. I can vouch for it as an academician. Your marks will go up if you do this. Small thing. But if you miss one day, you're 40 days behind. Remember, in anything of depth, you have to do it every day. Ek din chhut gaya to 40 din piche. Remember this. Okay? So, I'll end off by another small little thing, making you do a small exercise if you so desire, which I think will help you, which has helped me a lot. It's nothing new, it's a age-old tradition. We call it the 50 plus 50 plus 50 technique. Okay, would you all like to try it out just for 3-4 minutes, and that's where I'll end. Would you like to try it out? The condition is that you have to do it every day. If you miss one day, you are 40 days behind. Okay, so we'll end off with this. I'll tell you what the technique is. It's just to improve your concentration, nothing else. Okay, I'm just telling you something which will improve your concentration. If you do it every day, it'll help you lots. Very simple technique, nothing new, developed by our ancestors. Okay, you know what mudra this is? You know what mudra this is? How many of you know what mudra this is? Say it. Yeah, Gyan mudra is like this, Chin mudra is like this. Take any one of the two, okay, place it on your thighs. It should be straight, like an antenna. If it's crooked, you won't get it right, so place it on your thighs. Another thing that you are there, when you're studying, remember, try not to move, try to be still. What you do is when you're studying, you sit like this, then you sit like this, then you do this, then you do this. Whenever you move, remember, concentration will drop. The character of concentration is it builds. Whenever you move, it drops. So try to be still when you're moving, okay? When you're studying. So please try it out now. Put it like this, close your eyes and follow what I have to say. I'll just tell you first. First step is we make our concentration at a point. And what a beautiful idea. They must have experimented a lot and come up with this very simple thing. What simple thing? Why can't I concentrate on the light? Why not on the fan? The light and fan is not going to be there with you everywhere. And it's gross. You want to go into subtle domains. So what do? They must have experimented, our ancestors must have experimented a lot. Hey, the breath is with you everywhere. It's subtle and still tangible. What a beautiful thing. So what we are going to do is, we are going to concentrate on the sensation which we get when we are breathing in and breathing out, just here. But then when you're studying, you're not just reading one word. You will be reading like this. My Dean, Professor Bandana Ji, is very nice. So you'll have to move your concentration concentratedly if you learn to do that. So how do I do it? I say, okay, take a deep breath. Take your concentration from your nostrils down to your windpipe. And then exhaling from the windpipe, from the nabi up through the windpipe and out to the nostrils. How simple. But my ancestors said, this is also not okay. You know, when we lost the World Cup, then we didn't even go to shake hands with them. What a sad thing. People walked out of the stadium. What a sad thing happened that day. Our ancestors must have said, this won't work. So what they said, one more step. What you're going to do is, you're going to use that concentration on your Isht, whomever you greatly admire. It could be Mahatma Gandhi, it could be Lord Ram, Lord Krishna, Prophet Muhammad, Lord Jesus, whomever you greatly admire, place in the middle of your forehead and put your concentration there. So that's it. So this is called the 50, you have to do it at 50 breaths. 50 breaths on the nostril, 50 breaths up and down, 50 breaths concentrating in the middle of your forehead. These are 3 steps. Is it clear? We'll only do it for 3-4, very short time. I'm not going to do it for 50, but at home, if you do it every day for once a day, you see how you'll do in your study. Okay? So let's do it. And that's where I'll end. One. All of you sit up. Backbone should be straight. When you're studying or doing anything of value, keep your backbone straight. Put your thing in this, either Gyan Chin Mudra or Gyan Mudra, either one of the two. Close your eyes. As I say what I'm saying, just follow it. Take a deep breath. Hold. Let the air out slowly and keep the air out. Concentrate on the flow of air through the nostrils while you're breathing in and breathing out. Long inhalation, long retention, long exhalation, and long shunya. Change. Don't open your eyes. Take your concentration from your nostrils to your nabi. And the nabi up through the windpipe and out through the nostrils. Long inhalation, long retention, long exhalation, and long shunya. Change. Put your Isht in the middle of your forehead and concentrate on the feet of your Isht. Long inhalation, long retention, long exhalation, and long shunya. Slowly open your eyes, rub your palms, and place them onto your eyes. So I'll end off here with 1 or 2 small requests. One is that please, no one will clap. This is my prayer which I've come to share with you. So no clapping. Number 2 is that we'd like to set up, with your permission, a WhatsApp group called SPIC MACAY Downtown University. And if you could, you don't have you could just announce one person could set up. One of you set it up. It takes 1 minute to set up. So you will give your phone number. Those who would like to join can give him a missed call, this message, and he'll put you into the group. You'll also put me into the group, and I'll make me an administrator also. So what we'll do is we'll send you what is happening, not just in India, but in different parts of the world, periodically. We have lovely chapters for your information in Stanford University, in Cornell, in Berkeley, in IITs, NITs, right to government school Jumri Talaya. That's the spectrum. So we want it's a movement run by young people like you. So if people like you come into it and take this thing forward, look, I have pulled the cart now for 46 years. Now it's my time to say goodbye. So this is the reason why I'm making this whole trip, to find leaders, young leaders, to take this movement forward. This beautiful, powerful thing that we have, which we have underestimated. With a quote from Ananda Kumaraswamy, the great philosopher. He said, I'll end off with this. He said, whole world is coming to this global village and giving what they have to contribute to the whole world. They're putting it into the dabba. And he said, the West is coming with all the fancy gadgets. So they have filled the dabba. And he said, Indians are coming to this dabba empty-handed. Not because they don't have anything to put into it, but the tragedy of the times is that we don't know what we have to put into it. I'm really telling you, I believe this. Very, very, very few people have an understanding of the value of what we have. They will superficially have an idea that culture is great, this thing is great, but how is it actually great? How can it actually affect a student in the year 2024? Very, very, very few people understand that. And that is the whole aim of SPIC MACAY. Okay? Thank you very, very much. You will just come and announce the phone number. And by tonight, you have to set it up. And I'll send you lots of stuff, which, experimentation for the last 46 years. And also, we are going to have a weekly meeting because Cotton University is in the center of town. We have requested yesterday the Vice Chancellor of Cotton University, who incidentally was, when he was a student, was a SPIC MACAY representative he was Kespur University, and he spoke so wonderfully about SPIC MACAY yesterday in Cotton University. We requested him to give us a place. He said, your conference room is given to you on Fridays from 4 to 5. Am I right? Or 4 to 5. Right? So every Friday from 4 to 5, we'll be having a meeting there. And it will be lovely if some of you, many of you, all of you could join. And we also request the Vice Chancellor, the Pro Vice Chancellor, and the Dean to please set up a regular SPIC MACAY Heritage Club here in downtown University, where not just one-off events are taking place. We are not trying to present a Rang Bhari Sham. Ours is, I'm not in it to present an entertaining evening for you. I'm here to as an academic venture. I'm totally for the academic part that is going to improve the academics of your university. Okay? Thank you once again very, very much. And I look forward to maybe interacting with you some other time at some place. We want to invite you for the next international convention, which will be held in May, June of this year. We have an international convention every year. At this time, it's in IIT Madras. So you will be able to, it's absolutely free for 1 week for the students who register. The link will be sent to Sangeeta. She's come to, I think, 2 of them. To JNU, yeah. So you've come to the JNU convention. Again, thank you once. Thank you very much. One last thing. Please don't make an artist ever sit on the floor. I request of you. Even if there's a stage, always have a takht. You see, what happens is, psychologically, we are working also on the psychological plane. When somebody comes here and then walks in with his shoes on the stage, it is, I feel, you know what, psychologically, actually it's nothing, but psychologically, it demeans the person who has sat there. So my request is always have this elevated platform whenever you present classical music. This is one request.
Before we come to the conclusion of this program, as our esteemed guest has requested us to join his means, which we will be creating a new group about how we can aware ourselves to the environment, culture, from his invaluable experience. I would like to share my number. If any interested fellow mates, please do message me up or dial me up. We will create the group and we will join with our guests.
You can also create QR code and send it to everybody.
Sure, sir. Yes, sir. I'll be giving you my number now. Please, whoever can note, please note it. And I request everyone to share in your own group also. Okay. Okay, so one group have already been created, so we will. Okay, sir.
Just keep the number.
So we can share the QR code with the students.
So one group which is named as SPIC MACAY Educative Chapter. This group, the link will be shared among our friends and faculties. So whoever is interested, we all will be joining, and we request every other friends to join the group also. The link will be shared very soon. So coming to the conclusion, I would like to thank all the present delegates. On behalf of all the present delegates, would like to request our esteemed guest, Padma Shri Dr. Kiran Seth, to accept our gratitude for his precious words of wisdom. We also thank our faculty members for their wonderful performance of Bhajan by Tulsi Das. And last but not least, the present delegates, management of Assam Downtown University and technical team who arranged this amazing event. Thank you. We may proceed for the discuss. Apology. So Professor sir will be giving the vote of thanks.
No. No vote of thanks. Namaskar. Padma Shri Dr. Kiran Seth ji, and all those who have taken SPIC MACAY movement, put a lot of efforts. I first want to extend our heartfelt gratitude for one thing. Last 2 years, we had so many SPIC MACAY program here, and students like participated in those, enjoyed those. And what we have learned today, like the two very important lessons, like small is beautiful, what Dr. Seth tried to say. If you talk about this campus, actually, plastic recycling, I've been really trying hard. What would be the best way? You have given a very simple example of taking plastic bags several times recycling. But as far as the wastage is concerned in this university, like our canteen generate more than 500 kilogram of vegetable waste every day. So converting them into vermicompost. So even I will engage students to even, like students are doing it, and even I'll engage them to earn some money out of it. So there's an effort going on, but I think this is a problem in the entire country, as you said. I'll not delve into it. We need really soul searching. How much dump these mother artists will be capable to carry. Like, that's a thing everybody we should think. Now I'll just summarize what Dr. Seth said. The concentration, and what was the other thing, students? And patience. For that, what we need? Yoga and raga. I think when you eat food, it takes 5-6 hours to digest. So what we have heard from Dr. Seth this afternoon, I don't think you can just imbibe those in just a span of 1 hour. But please keep resonating on what he has said. With time, you'll be able to digest. This is extremely important. And as a university, you have given a beautiful suggestion, and have also been thinking like when it's a class, students come from different background, even in the same day, just before 9 when we start our class. Some students will be coming to bike with high speed, some will be walking, sweating. So they enter the classrooms. Like each one of them with a individual environmental background. But teacher has to draw their attention towards only one thing. That is the concentration and the patience. So how best we can do it? I have been thinking, but not yet implemented anything. And many a time I have left it to my colleagues, faculty, to devise a way for themselves. When I meet a group of students, I just simply say, like in a class, just close your eyes. Try to close your eyes and shut your mind. The toughest thing in the world, to keep your mind switch off for a fraction of a second is very difficult. But try. So many a time I've seen the students can do it. At least closing the eyes and not thinking anything. That brings all the students who have gathered for a class towards one goal. So I think a lot of things you have said, I've reflected back, and I hope we in the university can start practicing, so that the final goal, what the education has to achieve, we achieve. Thank you very much once again for coming and delivering a beautiful speech. Thank you very much.
Finally, we have come to the conclusion of this program, so we may disperse for our ending. Thank you.